born on February 23rd, 1753 in Bladen County, North Carolina, or present-day Columbus County. He married Rhoda Bedsoe and had 9 children. The place that I am standing on is Parker's Landing in Columbus County, North Carolina, named after the Parker family that lived here. In February 1776, John Parker enlisted for 1 month in the Bladen County Militia under Lieutenant James Isham and Captain William Ellis, and was in the Battle of Moore's Creek Bridge. Immediately thereafter, he enlisted under the same commanders to protect Wilmington. At Jumping Run near Wilmington, he enlisted in the Continental Service for a tour of 6 months under Captain Griffith F.S. McKee. Near the close of the war, he volunteered to serve for 3 months in the Bladen County Militia under Captain Ephraim Mulford and was placed under the command of General Harrington. John Parker died on July 7, 1838. His widow, Rhoda Parker, would be granted pension on May 2, 1855. In this video, I will be retracing the footsteps of my ancestor, walking in the shadow of a patriot. Loyalists were unaware of what they would encounter as they charged across this partially dismantled Moore's Creek Bridge on February 27, 1776. Just behind the bridge, nearly 1,000 North Carolina patriots waited quietly with cannons and muskets ready to fire. One of them was John Parker. This dramatic victory ended British rule in the colony forever. It was a short and stunning victory. Most accounts reckon that it happened in less than 3 minutes. Not only was it very short, but it was also very lopsided. Loyalists killed and wounded ranged from 30 to 50. There were only 2 American casualties, 1 killed and 1 wounded. The sole American casualty, 22-year-old John Grady, was the first North Carolinian to die in the American Revolution. Moore's Creek was the first major American victory of the Revolutionary War in the South. It was important because North Carolina was now in common cause with the Northern colonies. The war was spreading and a feeling of unity was slowly taking root. The rebellion was suddenly a reality and was now colony-wide, or continental, as they would have said. On this 4th day of February 1833, personally appeared in open court before the worshipful William H. Beatty, Alexander King, and John I. McMillan, holding the Court of Pleas and Court of Sessions for the county of Bladen. Not sitting, John Parker, a resident of the county of Bladen and state of North Carolina, aged 80 years, who being first duly sworn according to law, doth on his oath make the following declaration in order to obtain the benefit of the Act of Congress passed June 7, 1832, that he entered the service of the United States under the following named officers and served as herein stated. That in the 2nd year of the Revolutionary War, he believes in February or March of 1777, he volunteered as a private for the service of 1 month company of Bladen Militia, under the command of Captain William Ellis and Lieutenant James Isham. The company rendezvoused at Singletary's Lake in the said county, marched thence to Rockfish Creek in Bladen, now Cumberland County. Having crossed the Cape Fear River at one Sylvanus Wilson's for the purpose of meeting the Tories under the command of Colonel MacDonald and McLeod. In it, Rockfish heard that the Tories had crossed the river at Campbelltown, now Fayetteville, and were proceeding through Sampson County towards Wilmington. On receiving this intelligence, the company recrossed the river and marched Bladen to Corbett's Ferry on Black River, where they were in advance of the Tories and where information was received that they had torn down a frame house and had crossed the river on the broad side of it. At Corbett's Ferry, the company joined a body of North Carolina militia under General Richard Caswell. General Lillington was also with General Caswell. From Corbett's Ferry, General Caswell marched his troops to the widowed Moors and arrived there the night of the same day. The next morning, about daybreak, the Tories made an attack on the advanced guard, and an engagement at the bridge over Moore's Creek ensued, which eventuated against American entrenchments, which had been thrown up by the Minutemen under the command of Captains Clinton and Love before the approach of General Caswell the day after the battle. The company, after receiving orders to march at a minute's warning, were verbally discharged and marched back to Bladen County. And a few days afterwards, they were ordered on an expedition under the same officers against the Tories in about Fayetteville and in different parts of Cumberland County, while in Captain Ellis' group on the expeditions above detailed. He was in actual service 3 months, as the accompanying artifact will show. He remembers no Continental officers. There were several regiments of militia under General Caswell, but being with them but a short time, he neither remembers their numbers or the names of their officers. He then resided in Bladen County. I'm a descendant of George Parker III, who fought in the Revolutionary War at the Battle of Moore's Creek. John Parker married Rhoda Bledsoe, daughter of Thomas Bledsoe and Rebecca Jones. They had the following children: Patience, Francis, Daniel, Simon Peter, Thomas, Elizabeth, Cynthia, George, and Alfred Parker. His son George Parker, born around 1780 according to the 1850 census, married Rhoda about 1800. George and Rhoda Parker had the following children: Elizabeth Parker and James Parker. Their daughter Elizabeth Parker was born in 1803. She married James McCulsey II in 1817 in Columbus County, NC. Elizabeth Parker and James McCulsey had the following children: Cornelius McCulsey, James Alligood McCulsey, George Parker McCulsey, Rhoda A. McCulsey, and Sarah McCulsey. Their son George Parker McCulsey was born in 1818 in Columbus County. He married Adeline Missouri Williamson, daughter of Elias Williamson and Dorothy Nance, on June 10, 1857. They had the following children: Mary Jane McCulsey, James Adam McCulsey, Mortimer Lee McCulsey, and Catherine Lauret McCulsey. Their son James Adam McCulsey was born July 18, 1858 in Boardman, NC. He married Carrie Frances Haynes on January 13, 1894 in Robinson, NC. They had the following children: Gertrude Frankie McCulsey, Stephen McCulsey, Lula McCulsey, George McCulsey, Rosie McCulsey, James McCulsey Jr., and Cat McCulsey. James McCulsey Jr. was born on January 31st, 1915 in Taddams, NC. He married Grace Britt on February 13, 1938. They had the following children: Juanita McCulsey, Marie Rose McCulsey, Evelyn McCulsey, Mary Lou McCulsey, Gladys McCulsey, and Elaine McCulsey. Mary Lou McCulsey was born March 5, 1941 in Columbus County. She married Edsel Brown on March 1, 1961 in Dillon, South Carolina. They had the following children: Kelly Ray Brown, Stephen Allen Brown. Kelly Ray Brown was born on November 20th, 1961 in Charlotte, North Carolina. He married Brenda Haycock on April 29th, 1995. They had the following children: Aaron Brown, that's me, and my brother Benjamin Brown. That's our family tree from John Parker to me. The Battle of Moore's Creek was the first Patriot victory in the Revolutionary War. It was also the event that would cause the royal governor Josiah Martin to flee, never to return. North Carolina would never again be under British control. It's exciting to think that my ancestor John Parker fought in a battle that was so significant. It's been a journey to go back to the place where he fought, to walk in the shadow of a patriot.